In this video, we will cover the skills that is needed to fully understand the trig unit in geometry. So if you look at the first question, if I want to look at the triangle below, 5/13 is represented by what ratio? So let's go through all of them. So if you look at the cosine of h, the cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that will be 12/13. So then it cannot be a. So this is 12/13. Now, if I'm looking again at h, but this time I want the sine of h, so the sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite in this case is 5, so that's 5/13, and that's what I want. However, let's go ahead and continue with C and D. Now, the hypotenuse in a triangle, in a right triangle, is always going to be the 13. However, the opposite and the adjacent depend on the angle that we need. So tangent I, for example, tangent is going to be opposite over adjacent. So the opposite is going to be 12 and the adjacent is going to be 5. So 12/5. Now the sine of I is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So that's 12/13. So remember that the rule is SOHCAHTOA, where sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if I look at number 2, in triangle ABC, so let's go ahead and plot a triangle. The measure of angle B is 90 degrees. So the 90-degree angle is at B. So I'm going to start by sketching the 90-degree angle, and that's at B. Now this is A, B, and C. Which of the following ratios is the cosine of angle C? So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent, so cosine C, the adjacent is BC over the hypotenuse, which is AC. So then the answer would be B. Now let's move on to number 3. A landscape designer drew this diagram for a ramp as an entrance into a building. The entrance is 8 feet below ground level, and the ramp is 25 feet long. To the nearest degree, at what angle does the ramp descend? Now keep in mind that every time I'm trying to find a missing angle, then I'm not talking about sine, cosine, or tangent anymore. I'm talking about inverse trig. So in this case, 8 is the opposite with respect to x, angle x, and 25 is going to be the hypotenuse. Then I'm going to be using inverse sine to find angle x. So opposite over hypotenuse. Now remember, in trigonometry, you should always make sure that your mode is in degrees. So let's remember how to do that. So you click on mode, and then you have to make sure that the degree is selected. So as you can see, the radian is selected. So I'm going to go down to degree and press enter. This way, the degree is being selected. You see how it's highlighted in black? Now, let's clear and go back to the main screen. Now to find the inverse sine, I'm going to click second, sine, and then 8/25. You see how you get the -1? Because I'm trying to find an angle. So 8 divided by 25, and that's going to give me 18.66. Now because this is an angle, so I need to find the angle to the nearest degree, which is 19 degrees. So the answer for number 3 is B, 19 degrees. Now let's move on to number 4. In number 4, I'm supposed to find the value of z to the nearest tenth. Now to find z, first of all, I need to find w. So if I look at this triangle, w represents the opposite with respect to angle 35, and 150 is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to do sine of 35 in order to find w, and that's w over 150, opposite over adjacent, opposite over hypotenuse. Now to find w, I can multiply both sides by 150. So it becomes 150 times sine of 35. And then if you do that on the calculator, remember that the mode is in degree, you'll find that W is 86.04. Now if I look at the right triangle, which means the angle to the right, so W is 86.04. So to find Z, I use tangent of 42 is equal to opposite, which is W, and I know that is 86.04 divided by Z. Now you can cross multiply, so it becomes Z times tangent 42 is equal to 86.04. And then you divide by tangent 42. So Z is equal to 86.04 divided by tangent 42, which is 95.6. So the answer for this problem is going to be C. Now let's move on to number 5. The base of an isosceles triangle is 90 centimeters long. So I'm going to start by sketching an isosceles triangle. So triangle ABC having a base of 90 centimeters long. Each leg of the triangle is 75 centimeters. Find to the nearest degree the base angle of the triangle. So the base angles are always congruent in an isosceles triangle. Now, this is not a right triangle, so I cannot use trigonometry. That's why I have to drop an altitude. And in an isosceles triangle, the altitude will split the base in half, creating a 90-degree angle, and will split the vertex angle in half as well. So if the base is 90 centimeters, then each part is going to be 45. So if I look at this right triangle, I can solve for x, which is the angle I need, by using sine or cosine, because 45 is the adjacent and the hypotenuse is 75. So x is going to be the inverse cosine of the adjacent, which is 45 over 75. And remember, you put that in the calculator, make sure that the mode is in degree, and you do inverse cosine, which means second cosine, to get that the angle is going to be 53 degrees. So the answer is D. Now let's move on to number 6. A 6-meter ladder reaches higher up a wall when placed at a 65-degree angle. So if it is at a 65-degree angle, it reaches a point higher when the ladder is put at a 50-degree angle. Now keep in mind that the ladder is 6 meters long, so it doesn't matter how it's placed. The length of the ladder is not going to change. So two right triangles are created. So we're going to start by looking at the red triangle. And in the red triangle, I'm going to label the side to be x. And the hypotenuse is 6, because that's the ladder. So I need x, and I have 6, so I have the hypotenuse, and I need the side opposite to the 65-degree angle. So I'm going to use sine of 65 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So x is equal, if you cross multiply, 6 times the sine of 65. So then x in this case is going to be 4.59, or it's going to be 5.43. So if you put that in the calculator. Now if you look at the blue triangle, so I'm going to call that part to be y, and then let me label x to be the whole thing. Okay, so in the blue triangle, the sine of 50 is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, which is 6. So y is equal to 6 times sine of 50. If you put that in the calculator, that's going to be 4.59. So to answer the question, how much higher would the ladder reach when placed at 65-degree angle, I simply subtract x minus y. and that will be 5.43 minus 4.59, and then x will be 0.84 meters. So the answer for this question is going to be A. So that's for number 6. Now let's move on to the next page, number 7. A person standing inside the top of a lighthouse is 20 meters high. So 20 meters high, so there is a height over here given. Spots a sailboat at 5-degree depreciation, angle of depression. How far is this sailboat from the base of the lighthouse? So they basically want the horizontal distance. So this is a right triangle, and that's what they want. Now keep in mind that whenever you have a Z, those angles are going to be equal to each other. We call this the angle of depression. So it's the angle formed with the horizontal looking down. And this angle is going to be the angle of elevation. So it's the angle formed with the horizontal looking up. They are equal to each other, so I have this to be 5 degrees. So I have the opposite, I need the adjacent, so I'm going to use tangent. So tangent of 5 is equal to opposite over adjacent. So x is equal to 20 over tangent 5, and that's going to be equal to 228.6 meters. So the answer is D. Now let's move on to number 8. Use the figure to find GF and EG. Round your answers to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to start by looking at the bigger triangle, DGF. And I'm going to sketch it on the side so I can see all the things that are given. So DGF. In this case, the base on the bottom is given to be 235, and the angle is 33. And GF is one of the things that is needed. So in order to find GF, I'm going to use tangent. And tangent of 33 is equal to opposite over adjacent, because this is the opposite, and that's the adjacent. You cross multiply and you find that x is equal to 235 times tangent 33. You do that on the calculator and you find x to be 152.6. So if you look at the answer choices, you can eliminate B and D. Now if you look at the smaller triangle, this one, and you're supposed to find EG. EG is the hypotenuse in this triangle. And GF, we found it to be 152.6. Now you can think about it saying that the hypotenuse in a right triangle is always going to be greater than the leg. So you know that it cannot be C because EG is smaller than GF. This is the leg and this is the hypotenuse. That's one way to think about it using common sense. But I would like to actually solve for it. So if this is what I want and this is Y. So I need an angle. One way to think of the angle is to look at the big triangle and find all of this. So this is 33, this is 90. So I can do 180 minus 90 minus 33 to get 57. And then to find this angle over here, I can do 57 minus 34 since this portion is given to me. And I can find that to be equal to 23 degrees. So this angle actually is 23 degrees. So I can say, so 152.6 is adjacent to angle 23. Y is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to do cosine of 23 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. You cross multiply and then divide by cosine. You can switch the place of y and the cosine. So y is equal to 152.6 divided by cosine of 23. And y is equal to 165.8. So that's the answer, it's A. Now let's move on to number 9. The county wants to build a new bridge across a river. The ends of the bridge will be at X and Y. A surveyor set up markers at X, Y, and Z, then took measurements. XZ is 150 meters. The angle of X was 57. How long must a bridge be to cross the river from X to Y? So I'm going to call this M, and that's the hypotenuse that I'm trying to find in this problem. So I have adjacent, I need hypotenuse, I have an angle, so I'm going to use cosine. So cosine of 57 is equal to adjacent, which is 150, divided by the hypotenuse. Cross multiply. So I'm going to do the work. If you cross multiply, you will get m times cosine of 57. It's equal to 150. And then you divide by cosine 57 on both sides. So you could have like switch the spot of m and cosine. So in this case, m is going to be 275.4 meters, and the answer is going to be C. That's for number 9. Now let's move on to number 10. The Washington Monument is the world's tallest stone structure. You are part of a team trying to see if it's sinking into the ground. You set up your equipment somewhere 1,525 feet, so somewhere over here. So that's 1,525 feet from the base, and record an angle of elevation, so that's with the ground, that's 20 degrees. As you look up at the top, so that's the angle of elevation, how high is the monument, and that's what they want. So you have the adjacent and you want the opposite. So you're doing tangent of 20 is equal to opposite over adjacent. You cross multiply to find x. And you find x to be 555 feet. So that's going to be D. Now I hope that this video was helpful. We talked about how to use SOHCAHTOA, inverse trig, and how to find missing sides and missing angles.